guys, long time no see. I am so sorry, okay? I did not mean to pull a Corey Kenshin, okay? A lot of things have been going on, you know? And a lot of things have been going on in this aspect, okay? I got a MacBook, so hopefully the editing will be a lot better. Keyword, hopefully. So if they're not, sorry. That's all I got, okay? Today I'm gonna be filming a weight loss video. So since this video might be attracting different types of people that I haven't interacted with yet, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Taisha Patel. I'm 24 years old and I had gastric bypass. I'm gonna put up a little photo just in case nobody knows what gastric bypass is. This little diagram shows the digestive system before and the digestive cycle afterwards. So that is what gastric bypass is. There also is sleeve, there's a band, and I believe there's some type of balloon situation. I'm not really sure. This video is only going to be about gastric bypass since that's what my experience is. So if you're looking for something else, I apologize, but that's not what this video is. Let's start off with what my highest weight was. I was 338, and I'll post a little photos here and there throughout the video. So this is what I used to look like, and I actually found this white shirt, so I will insert a clip of me wearing it. So this is what the shirt looks like. You can grab the back, make it more fitting, but yeah. And since we keep it 100% real, I'll show you my loose skin on my arms. So I be feeling like I could fly away with these bad boys. And yeah. So you guys can kind of see the difference. As you can see in that video, I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, but I hope you guys can get the gist. Oh, I also wanted to put in this photo, just so you guys can get a closer look of my face and just to kind of see the difference. Before your surgery, you're gonna have to get clearance from 3 different types of doctors. You're gonna need a cardiologist, a pulmonary doctor, and then a psych eval. I surprisingly passed those with flying colors, knowing my background. If you guys don't know, go check out my channel. I have a story time of the way I almost died. It's pretty interesting and just very random that it happened to me. So if you're interested, you could always look at that. A little plug like I'm a true YouTuber. Look at me go. Anyways, 2 weeks before your surgery, you're gonna have to be on a special diet, and this diet is for your liver to get small enough for them to see your stomach. Now, for those of you who are confused as to what I'm talking about, I will put a photo up to show that your liver is actually overlapping a little bit of your stomach, and it's exactly where they need to go. So they will know if you do not listen. And if you don't listen, well, you're kind of shit out of luck because they're not going to do your surgery. My doctor told me actually a story about him having to do that to another patient, which I don't know why you wouldn't listen, because I would be mad as hell if they cut me up open and then didn't do the surgery. But you can't even be mad because it's your fault for not listening to the directions. You know what I mean? So like, just do it, because like, hello. So I'll tell you guys what the diet is, just so you guys can get a little taste. So it's 2 protein shakes. Now my doctor office actually gave me a container of the protein shake, which by the way, expensive as hell. And I'll give you guys alternatives as well. I personally did their shakes for a couple months after surgery as well, and then I switched. So I don't know if you guys want to do the same. I just wanted to play it safe just in case, so I did use theirs as first. So you have to do 2 of those shakes, and then not 14, I'm lying my ass off, 4 ounces of protein, which is about the size of your palm, or if it helps you better, like a size of a deck of cards. Or use a scale. That's what I did because I just didn't trust myself to measure it correctly. So I'm like, the scale is the scale. It can do all the work, and I'll just listen. You can also get, sorry, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my MacBook because I wrote a couple notes down just because I wanted to make sure I got pinpoint accuracy. I don't know what I'm just yapping to yap. Don't even listen to me. Anyways, you can get unlimited sugar-free Jello, popsicles, and broth because those count towards your liquid intake, and they wanted you to take 64 ounces of liquid a day during this time. And then you're ready for, after those 2 weeks, it's time for your surgery. Now, my surgery, I don't remember much of that day, except it was my dad's birthday. So shout out to him for taking me up there and sitting in the waiting room while I was having my surgery on his birthday. I don't know, maybe him and my mom like went to go eat lunch or something nice, and I don't know. But he still was waiting for me, so he's a real one for that. I also don't remember much about initially getting out of the surgery, except that the recovery time, you're in the recovery room for about an hour. I was in there for about 5. I do remember one vivid memory of waking up and being like crying and like, I can't do this, and I know for a fact that's what I look like because I could feel my lips going like this. I can't do this. Like, how embarrassing. Get up, girl, get up. But I just couldn't handle it. I guess the pain medicine was not working. So I was in there for 5 hours. Which of course, when my parents finally was able to get into my room, they were freaking out and like asking what's going on, because obviously they were told an hour, but I was in there for 5. As one would be freaking out. Obviously my experience is not yours. So you might be there only for an hour. So just don't let that deter you. I also have a lot of medical issues, so that's probably why as well. So just don't let that scare you off. After the surgery, well, let's talk about the scars. So, bam, here's a picture. This is the day after I got home from the hospital. So, they're not gonna just like bust you wide open, okay? It's a minimum invasive surgery. So there's 6 different incisions. There's 6 different incisions around my stomach, and so that's what they look like the day of. I'm actually going to show you what the scars look like today, which has been a year and almost 2 months because it's February 4th. I had my surgery January 6th, and yes, I'm going to also show you a little bit of my loose skin. That's from my belly button up, because I'm not showing you the rest of my loose skin on my stomach because I'm very self-conscious about it. And I know what you're saying. At the beginning of the video, you said you're going to keep it real and da-da-da-da-da. That's my fridge baking ice. Sorry. I know that I said that, and I actually showed you my loose skin on my arm, which I also was very, very self-conscious about. So, the scars look like now. The one's right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This one right here is the biggest one, like lengthwise. But yeah, and then you can see my loose skin and the loose skin back here. Yeah. Also, I just want to say real quick, if you're in my comments on some bullshit, just know I match energy. Okay? Just don't act surprised, okay? Just don't act surprised if I come at you reckless because you want to sit here and be on some bullshit. Okay? Okay. Glad we cleared that up. Stay there for one night. Then the next day they wait to see if you can take a sip. One singular sip. That's all they need, and then you're out. And you're on your own, kind of. Not really. But it's just a weird situation to me because I've had so many surgeries and I've never been cut open and then them being like, okay, and you're gone. You know what I mean? So it's a little weird, honestly. And it was a little scary for me to think about. And I was so scared going into that, knowing I'm only going to be here for a night. But it's not, you know, they make sure you're okay, obviously. And then they're always just a phone call away. And if you ever need anything, you could always go back. You know what I mean? So, but it's honestly not that bad at all. Like going home. I felt like it was actually quite nice to just be home and not being stuck in the hospital for a long time compared to my other surgeries. So, but I digress. But I will say, and I'm not saying this to scare you guys off. I want to say this because, like I said, I keep it 100% real out here. taking that first sip of water hurt like a bitch. That shit hurt. Okay? And you're like, girl, it's just a sip of water. No, because they give you ice cubes too, because they put a tube down your throat. And so your throat's all scratched up. Even sucking on ice, and that's like a dribble of water going down your throat at a time. I thought I was gonna die. And I mean, like, obviously, like, what did you expect? Like, you just manipulated your stomach and everything, and like now it's gonna be inflamed and angry at you. That's like, bitch, what the fuck did you just do to me, you know, type shit. But still, it's like, yikes, you know. So yes, it's eating and drinking at the first is very, very hard. Not that you're eating solid foods anyways. I think the first 2 days are clear liquids, then so like broth or yeah. And I think, well, I actually wrote it down. Let me look. Yes, day 1 and 2 are clear liquids. Day 3 through 14, you can start doing puree foods. So like, kind of like baby food consistency. If you don't know what puree food is, not very fun. But you're like, oh, it's kind of solid. It's kind of nice to like, you know. But you don't want baby food, by the way. I know I just said baby food consistency, but just don't buy baby food. You do not want that type of stuff, okay? So you can also do broth as well, you know. Let me try to think of some proteins like cottage cheese, scrambled eggs, that type of consistency where it's soft, but not solid too, but like not too solid, it's soft. You know what I mean? Things like that. And I'll probably put some on the screen if I can't, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been trying to film this video for a good 2 hours, and every time I've either gotten interrupted, started like a whole mess, started jumping from topic to topic, or just completely blanked. So I'm over it, kind of low-key. I'm over this. And this is not even the type of videos that I normally use or do, because I feel like I have to give good advice and good information, you know what I mean? Normally I'm on here just for the shits and gigs, but here I'm like giving people information that's important, and then information that could change people's lives, you know what I mean? So I'm like stressed as hell, and I've been at this for a couple hours. So at this point, I'm sorry. At this point, I am just sorry. I'm trying, but it's just not going as well as I hoped it would be going. So I do apologize. So let me go get, so the shakes that I drink nowadays is called Premier Shakes, and they have a variety of different things. I think in my fridge right now, I have a bananas and cream, and then a peanut butter something. I don't know. They taste so good, but I don't feel guilty when I drink them. You know what I mean? One of my biggest advice though is to not force feed. Like, I know you're thinking, oh, I have to drink this amount of protein shakes, which is like 6 to 8 ounces, or I have to eat this much of the protein, which is 4 ounces. But if you're hungry, I mean, if you're full, you're full. You know what I mean? You don't want to force. And I believe me, first of all, I forced myself to eat, and it does not go well, okay? 9 times out of 10, I am throwing up. And I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to sit here and force myself, being like, oh, but I gotta eat 4 ounces. If you can't eat 4 ounces, you can't eat 4 ounces. Plain and simple, okay? It's just a recommendation. They don't want you to go over it. But going under is, you know, like I said, if you can't eat it, you can't eat it. If you can't finish it, you can't finish it, you know? At least you tried. That goes with working out as well. I got a Fitbit. My mom bought me it when I started my journey, and I also felt like at first I was like constantly like, okay, I got the da steps, and calories burned was da, and I'm like, okay. It's not that serious. It's really not. It's really not, y'all. Just do what you gotta do, but don't be obsessive about it. Because I feel like, oh, and do the scales. I at the beginning I tried to weigh myself every Saturday because that's what my doctor recommended at first. But then I started to realize that I was really like I gotta weigh myself. I gotta weigh myself. I gotta weigh myself. So now I don't weigh myself as often. And I feel a lot better. I do. Because at some point, you are going, at first, obviously, you're going to lose weight a lot. But at some point, you are going to stop losing as much as you did before. And it's going to impact you mentally. Because I know me, personally, it impacted me. I was very, very upset that, hey, what's going on? Why am I not losing as much weight as I used to? I'm actually going to check on my notes real quick on my laptop to see when exactly that was for me personally. Now obviously my experience is not going to be exactly yours experience. So when I plateaued, it was about, it looks like 6 months. 6 months in is when I started to plateau a little bit, and then it started to continue. Because at first I was losing weight very fast. The day of my surgery, I was 307. The month after my surgery, I was 285. So it was starting to go pretty fast. And then in June, it went from 228, June 7th, to June 22nd, 225. And I'm like, what the hell? Why is it not going? And then it started going again. And now I am currently 199, which I don't even know if I said that in the beginning of the video, which would have been helpful. But I am 199. So you I would recommend not staring at the scale for too long. It's not that it's not important, but it's not important. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. Like, obviously your goal here is to lose weight, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if you plateau, or if you, I guess, I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking inside my head, and that's why I'm like, why am I even making this video? But I feel like if I could help at least one person out there, then this video is worth it, you know what I mean? So yes, I definitely, because I was obsessed with that scale, and it did definitely hurt my mental health during that time of where it was just kind of not really going. So just be aware of that. I don't want anyone to fall victim of what I've done. So I'm gonna show a couple more photos and talk about like what kind of stuff I was doing then. So this mirror selfie was from June 13th, sorry, and I was 228. Now around this time, this is when I started to swim. We have our own pool at home, but this photo was, I was in Atlanta in this photo, because we were going to Florida. So I was definitely up in the pool in Florida, and I felt like if you haven't really exercised and you're really overweight, I think swimming is a very good alternative to exercising, because I've definitely felt a lot better exercising in the pool and swimming, because one, it's fun, and two, the water helps it make it so much easier than if it was on land. If you're running on land, you're gonna have the gravity, you know, and it hurts. Well, I'm talking from experience. I don't know about you guys. Like I said, everyone's different. But me personally, when I was at my biggest, walking or running, I was just very, very uncomfortable. So I was 228 there, and already you can see kind of a drastic change from when I was my highest, and that was only 110 pounds less, which, now that I say it's only, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna skip down further in the timeline. So let's go to like September 6th. I was 207 here. So as you can see, between those two dates, I already told you, as I stated before, but that's when I started to plateau. And is that the right, I keep saying that, but is that even the right word? Now I gotta look that up. But that's when everything kind of went flat. This photo, this used to be my favorite orange hoodie ever. And I was sending this photo to my mom and my sister. But this used to be my favorite hoodie ever. My sister and I actually had matching ones, and I just sent them this photo to show them how much, like how huge. And then this video, I wanted to show this video because, one, why was that hat in Spirit Halloween? Hello. I added it because I added it, and what are y'all gonna do about it? Okay. I did have photos of me like bra and underwear, and I know that's kind of like a bikini, but also at the end of the day, that's my bra and underwear, and that would be on the internet forever. And also my stomach, you can really see, and like I said, I'm very self-conscious about my stomach at the moment. So I don't even know if, first of all, I don't even know if that's allowed, and I'm not trying to get anything taken down or strikes on my YouTube because I'm trying to rise up. But you can really tell I took one the day of the surgery, so right before I went. I took one 1 month after surgery, and then 4 months after surgery, and the difference from the day of surgery and the 4 months is so crazy. Like, I wish I could show you guys this, but I'm too much of a punk, so that will not be happening. Now that it's been a year and almost a month, I still struggle to this day. I've reintroduced carbs into my diet, and I feel like I just want to start going back to square one in the protein shakes, because I need to lose a little bit more weight, and then I can get my skin removed. I'm very excited, but also, oh my goodness, here's one of those things where it's like TMI, but like whatever, and it might make you uncomfortable, but just so you know, you are gonna lose weight in places, and get loose skin in places you never thought of. And I'll just leave it at that. You guys can use your imaginations to think of what I'm talking about. But at this point, I've lost so much. I'm very happy with where I'm at now. I feel very energized. I feel very up and at 'em. I feel like I can do anything. I feel like I can honestly rule the world. I think this really has changed even my mental health. Not obviously my physical, but my mental health as well. And I'm over the moon. This was the best decision I've made in my life. And I'm so grateful and honored that I was able to have this experience and be able to do it in general. I know that obviously this is not a thing that some people can do, and like I said, I'm very grateful that I'm able to. Let's see what else. Oh, y'all, I was just, see, now I'm freestyling. I don't even have my notes up anymore because, like I said, I've been trying to film this video for so long because I'm so stressed to making this a good video, because I really just want to give those information out and help someone. But that's just not me. I'm a clown. These are not my type of videos, okay? So I do really apologize if this video is trash. And please tell me in the comments if this video is trash. Actually, please don't. Please don't. I just regretted that, saying that. But let me know if you guys have any questions. I do have like I said, I have the notes, and I have the big ass packet that came with everything. So if you guys do have questions, please let me know. I didn't want to sit here and just read through the whole thing, because like I said, that's not me. I wanted to be like myself in this video, but I just realized that myself is not, I'm starting to think is not capable of making these types of videos, and I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, because this video is an ass. I can feel it in my bones. I tried, okay? And that's all you can do. That's all you can do in life is try. And now I can't make you unplug this shit. Oh my god. Okay. I got it. That's all you can do in life, and that's all I can ask for you guys to do is try. Not my type of content. I normally am here to fuck around and be stupid, and not sit down and be actually serious. So I apologize for this video if this video gets posted. But yes, so love you guys. If nobody has told you this before, you matter, you are loved, and I'm so happy you're here. Until next time, bye.